All right, so Bryn, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do for a job?
Well, I work at Mender's. It's like a nursery for plants, like a greenhouse place kind of. And I'm 15 years old, and I play softball, and I've been playing for about 6 years.
That's good. You must enjoy playing softball, huh?
Yeah.
So you're an athletic type of person?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're out in the field, do you drink a lot of water?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be able to play the game softball at all if you didn't drink any water?
No, I don't think so.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Nothing's worse than not having water when you need it. Same thing goes for knowledge. You need knowledge of where the water is at to find it. Much like ghosts. If you want to find ghosts, you need to know where to look. That brings us back here to the streets of Plankaster.
All right, so if you don't mind, please introduce yourselves.
My name's Madison. I live here in Lancaster City. And I'm Lydia. I'm also a Lancaster City resident.
And how long have you lived in the city for?
I go to Millersville, so I've lived here for...
Lydia, right?
Madison.
Madison, sorry, those people distracted me. Madison, and your name again?
Lydia.
Lydia, okay, I got it. All right.
I've lived here since October. I don't know how many months that's been, but I go to Millersville. I study government.
Okay, good stuff.
And I wasn't born here, but I've lived here since I was a baby, so 22 years going on.
Oh, a long time, yeah, quite a while. So both of you are quite familiar with the city of Lancaster.
I'm getting there,
at this point.
Yep.
So, all right, that being said, what are your views on ghosts?
Ghosts. Do you want to go first? No. Okay. My views on ghosts are that I don't want to believe in them because I'm very scared of everything. I'm easily scared, so like I'm choosing not to believe in ghosts, but I do think that they could be real.
I know. Do exactly as I say. Get ready. Ready? Get her!
I don't want to be a part of that actually, so
Yeah, just it's better, it's easier probably just to not think about it, right?
ignorance is bliss in this situation, so I'm gonna be like, nah, ghosts aren't real. I do not believe in ghosts, but I can appreciate some of the lore and history that derives from folklore and ghost tales.
Gosh, I wish people wouldn't be scared of me.
So, I mean, would you believe that the garage you're standing in front of is haunted by chance?
I would not, but I would be interested to hear why people think that.
Okay. So, are you familiar with the history of the town at all?
Enlighten me. Tell me more.
Okay, so, I mean, as far as like, back to when the town got its name, are you aware that it had a different name before, back to like the 1700s?
Sure.
Are you aware that it was known as Hickory Town rather than Lancaster?
I did not know that. Like hickory trees?
Like the tree. Yep, in the center of the town there was a hickory tree. So I take it that neither of you are aware of that.
No.
This is news to you.
This is news to me.
Alright, cool.
Is it still there?
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah. It died a long time ago, like, and in 1700s sometime it died, and they built over top of the place where it was, but there was a big spring there, a lot of water, and it's still, supposedly the spring's still under the square.
Interesting.
Because springs, you don't
A
stop.
lot of the history I know about Lancaster, which isn't, my Lancaster history isn't great, but would be pertaining to the Amish and the Pennsylvania Dutch.
And what do you know about the Amish and the Pennsylvania Dutch?
I know that I'm Pennsylvania Dutch. I'm not super in touch with those roots, but my last name's Yoder, so
Yeah.
I know that much.
Yeah, okay, that seems like a PA Dutch type of name.
I am not Pennsylvania Dutch, but I did recently become more interested in the Amish. Having grown up here, I actually lack a lot of local history from Lancaster because that when I'm a kid, I'm like, no, that's not interesting to me at all, actually. But I'd say about a year ago, that's when I started like getting a little bit more curious about like Amish culture and stuff. So I did write a research paper on Rumspringa for one of my classes.
So I bet that was enlightening. Anything interesting come out of that?
Yeah, I thought it was really neat how that's sort of like a rite of passage that you take when you're like 18 until marriage, and then like it's like a period of exploration to see if you want to like settle down and get married, stay in your community, or otherwise not. I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, there's plenty to cover in there, just that. So it's not. I'm not going to generalize or anything, but.
Yeah, very interesting stuff. Yeah. So do you know about like a bit about like the Amish and where they came from too?
Yeah, didn't they come? I don't know where they came from, but it was basically Europe, and they came out here because of persecution for the type of Christianity that they wanted to practice, which was like the main appeal of like Pennsylvania, I believe, was like you could come out.
Religious freedom.
Yeah, like the freedom for
Anabaptists.
Yeah. And it was like William Penn. He was like, "Hey, I got you. You can come hang out in Lancaster." And I read a little bit. I was kind of curious. I was like, "Oh, I wonder what like conflict there was between like indigenous peoples and the Amish back then." Man, I wish I had my notebook. I'm not very good at remembering like dates and names and stuff.
Sure.
But I really just read that they mostly kept to themselves, and like considered themselves like separate from the English, like we're the English, right? But they did suffer the consequences of the English, who were like pushing into indigenous territories and breaching contracts and starting conflicts. So sometimes they would suffer the consequences of like actions that weren't technically like theirs. I don't know.
So you're saying the Amish? This happened to the Amish?
Well, I just read about one family that it happened to, like the conflict between one of the local tribes and the colonizers not respecting agreements and stuff, and then the tribe couldn't tell the Amish from the colonizers and came and attacked them. So I don't know. You're getting caught in the crossfire. That's all I remember.
I mean, they were all colonizers. Some were just more aggressive in that regard.
Yeah, they were like passive colonizers. They were like, oh, like we're not like actively colonizing, but we were invited here by William Penn, but also like, hey, who is he to say where you can go? I don't know.
I think that there's a lot of cultural history that is.
That's my car. Yeah, I'm about to leave.
That's very rich and super important to the. I don't get a ticket. Super important to the area. I could go on and on about this, but I think it is cool that this region has so much cultural ties, where a lot of Europeans no longer have that.
Okay.
So there is a lot of connection to that. I think that's really neat.
All right. So, what do you think about the Amish Mafia? Both of you.
I think I heard about that. I think that's just. Was that in Lancaster? I didn't know if that was in Lancaster, because like the Amish aren't just like, we have like the largest Amish community, but I think that if I'm remembering correctly, I don't actually think that was in like the state of Pennsylvania. I could be wrong though.
We're talking about the TV show?
Yeah, the TV show. That definitely is true. Real things that happened. But that's like such a small percentage of like what Amish culture actually is. It's like a huge outlier to, like, because like that was the Amish Mafia, like wasn't that involving certain delinquent teens on their Rumspringa? I believe that was like kind of over sensationalized in the film that they made about it.
Okay.
Like a docudrama.
Yeah, I'm referring to the Amish Mafia show featuring Lebanon Levi, the so-called reality TV show that was popular in like, the early 2000s period. And a lot of people believe that was centered around Lancaster County because Lancaster has the most Amish. It's the most stereotypically Amish.
I don't know about the TV show. I'm not familiar with that media, but I think there are a lot of very real concerns going unaddressed within the Amish community that the plain community, or the rest of us don't really think about or know about. So that's a whole nother topic to delve into, some of the problems within that community.
It really is, and it's not something that I'm too well versed on, so I wouldn't want to get into it.
you do hear about it in the news, like stuff to do with like health code violations and things like that.
Oh yeah, someone
Amish wanting to
died
do things.
from drinking raw milk from a Amish man. I'm pretty sure I don't know the specifics, but I know that he didn't get in trouble. I don't think. I think he was allowed to keep selling raw milk.
Yeah. Yeah, probably on religious grounds is how they beat a lot of it. So.
Yeah.
One other question, Paxton Boys. Are you familiar with that name at all?
No.
How about the Fulton Theater?
Yes. Yes. There used to be a jail underneath the Fulton Theater.
Yes.
I know.
That's correct.
Linking that back to the ghost stuff. Anything about the Fulton Theater you can tell us about?
Yeah, so the Fulton Theater is linked historically to this place with the ghosts because back at the end of the French Indian War, which was like the latter part of the 1700s, like 1763 around there, there was a massacre of the Conestoga Indians over in the jailhouse that stood where the Fulton Theater stands now. And what happened, so there was like a number of these Conestoga that were killed because of they were suspected as being part of other raids that happened in other parts of the state against colonizers, people that have been here for quite a while. Anyway, when that happened, they killed the Indians and they brought their bodies and they buried them over here at where the Duke Street garage is now. And supposedly there's been sightings of ghost-type behavior, shadowy figures moving about in the building and things like that.
Wow, I didn't know that. It's pretty disrespectful to build a parking garage on top of
I
graveyard like
everything
that,
is
yeah.
built off of indigenous graves.
Yeah,
but,
it's not surprising.
And I don't believe in ghosts, but if ghosts are real, I hope it is indigenous people haunting settlers and colonizers.
You're saying they deserve it?
Oh, for sure, 100%. Yeah.
All right. I agree with that. Anyway, I think my time's about up here, but I don't want to get a ticket like you said.
Yeah.
Anything about pretzels?
Oh, yes. Yes.
What are you looking at me for? I'm just here trying to see some ghosts.